Hello students, I welcome you all on this channel and we are discussing chapter 11 force and pressure. In last session you have learned about definition of pressure. Second, equation that relates pressure, force and area. From that equation you have learned that contact area of solid object is less with the surface, it creates more pressure. Vice versa, when contact area of solid object is more with surface, then that object creates less pressure. Also, we discuss application of pressure in day-to-day life. Before starting this session, I will like to ask you one question, that do liquid also exerts pressure? And if yes, then like solid they exerts pressure in same manner, or any difference is there? Answer is yes, liquid also exerts pressure. You all know that properties of solids are different from properties of liquids, and because of this liquids do exert pressure but not exactly like solid objects. Now here we come up with today's topic, pressure exerted by liquids. First of all, we will start with the definition of liquid pressure, and that is the pressure exerted by a stationary liquid kept in a container at any point inside the liquid is known as hydrostatic pressure or liquid pressure. Actually, the liquid pushes every surface in contact with it, no matter which way the surface is facing. Now you have to learn important concepts related to pressure exerted by liquids. First important concept is liquids pressure on the bottom of the container does not depend on the area of the bottom, it acts perpendicular to the base. In case of solids, you have learned that pressure is inversely related to contact area. But this is not the case for liquids. Liquids exerts pressure perpendicular to the base. One more important point that you have to learn, that is pressure exerted by liquid at any point inside the liquid depends upon the density and the height of the liquid column above that point. Here density means nothing but how thick or thin particular liquid is. Now let's understand how pressure exerted by liquid at the bottom of container depends on height of its column. To understand this, take a transparent glass tube or a plastic pipe. Also take a piece of thin sheet of rubber, that can be rubber balloon. Stretch the rubber sheet tightly over one end of the pipe. Now hold the pipe at the middle, keeping it in a vertical position. Pour some water in the pipe. You will observe that rubber sheet will bulges out. At that time, you also note the height of the water column in the pipe. Now pour some more water in the pipe and also note down height of the water column in the pipe. What will you observe now? That rubber balloon will inflate more. From this activity, we conclude that pressure exerted by water at the bottom of the container depends on the height of its column. Less water in the container equals to less height, and less height, that is nothing but less pressure is created at the bottom. When more water is filled in the container, that leads to more height, and more height is nothing but leads to more pressure at the bottom of the container. Here you learn liquid exerts pressure in downward direction exactly perpendicular to the surface. But another concept that you have to remember, that a liquid exerts pressure on the walls of the container. To understand that, we need to perform one activity. Take one plastic bottle. You can take any other discarded water or soft drink bottle. Fix a cylindrical glass tube a few centimeters long near its bottom as shown in the figure. Now, make sure that the water does not leak from the joint. Cover the mouth of the glass tube with a thin rubber sheet. Now fill the bottom up to half with water. What you will observe? You will observe that rubber sheet fixed to the glass tube will bulges out. Pour some more water in the bottle. Now what you will observe? That rubber sheet will bulges out more. Every time you add water in the bottle and rubber sheet bulges out more, this proves that liquid exerts pressure on the walls of the container. Now, third important concept that you have to learn, that is liquid exerts equal pressure at the same depth. Let us understand this concept with the help of one activity. Take an empty plastic bottle or a cylindrical container. You can take a used tin can or used plastic bottle. Drill 4 holes all around near the bottom of the bottle. Make sure that the holes are at the same height from the bottle. Now observe what will happen. You will observe that the different streams of water coming out of the holes fall at the same distance from the bottle. This proves that liquids exerts equal pressure at the same depth. Now next topic is pressure exerted by gases. Now to understand this, imagine a person inflating balloon. When we inflate balloon, we immediately close its mouth, right? Why we need to do that? Suppose if you open the mouth of inflated balloon, then what will happen? You will say that all air comes out of the balloon, right? And in which direction gases exerts pressure? Gases exerts pressure in all direction. And if that is not the case, suppose gases exerts pressure in only one particular direction, then you can see that size of that balloon increases from one side only. But what you observe, that size of balloon increases uniformly, right? Let's discuss one more example. What happens to the air in the vehicle tube when it has puncture? We will say all gas comes out of the tube, right? Inside the inflated balloon, air exerts pressure in all direction. Anywhere in the tube puncture occurs, all air comes out from that. So from these two examples, we can say that gases too exerts pressure on walls of their container. That's it for today. Tomorrow we will learn about atmospheric pressure. Thank you.